Your visits are too few, cousin.
Her Grace the Queen Regent commands you to release Grand Maester Pycelle.
Is your word? So it is.
In one of the most satisfying power plays in Game of Thrones, Tyrion Lannister completely dismantles his cousin Lancel with nothing but sharp wit, hidden knowledge, and ruthless political skill. At this point in King's Landing, Tyrion is serving as Hand of the King while trying to keep the kingdom from collapsing under the disastrous rule of King Joffrey. But Tyrion has another problem to deal with his sister Cersei. The war between Tyrion and Cersei isn't fought with swords. It's fought with secrets. And Tyrion is about to prove he's much better at that game. Lancel arrives with an order from Queen Regent Cersei. His mission seems simple: demand the release of Grand Maester Pycelle. Confident in his position and protected by Cersei's authority, Lancel walks into Tyrion's chambers expecting obedience. Instead, he walks straight into a trap. Tyrion immediately notices something suspicious. Why would Cersei send Lancel personally? Why trust him with such sensitive business? And more importantly, why does Lancel look so nervous? As the conversation continues, Tyrion begins carefully pulling on a thread that only he can see. Every answer Lancel gives reveals another clue. Every excuse sounds weaker than the last. Then Tyrion strikes. He starts mentioning how often Lancel visits Cersei's chambers. He points out details that no one else should know. The smell of lavender oil, the late-night meetings, the unusual amount of trust Cersei places in her young cousin. Suddenly, the conversation changes. This is no longer about Pycelle. This is about Cersei's biggest secret. Lancel desperately tries to maintain his composure, but Tyrion already knows the truth. The young knight isn't simply serving the queen. He's sharing her bed. The realization hits Lancel immediately. Tyrion knows everything. And now the power in the room completely shifts. Moments ago, Lancel was delivering commands. Now he's struggling to defend himself. When Tyrion openly exposes the affair, Lancel collapses under the pressure. He tries to justify it. He claims he was only following orders. He says Lord Tywin instructed him to obey Cersei in everything. But Tyrion isn't interested in excuses. The more Lancel talks, the worse it becomes. Every word only confirms Tyrion's suspicions. Every attempt at denial turns into another confession. What makes this scene so brilliant is that Tyrion never raises his voice. He never threatens violence. He simply uses information. And in King's Landing, information is often more dangerous than a sword. Lancel quickly realizes that if King Joffrey learns about the affair, his life could be over. Joffrey's cruelty is legendary. The king would see the relationship as a betrayal of both the crown and the royal family. Terrified, Lancel begs for mercy. But Tyrion has no intention of handing him over. Dead spies are useless. Useful spies are priceless. Instead of destroying Lancel, Tyrion offers him a choice. Keep serving Cersei. Stay close to her. Earn her trust. But secretly report everything back to him. Where she goes, who she meets, what she says. Every secret, every conversation, every plan. Cornered and terrified, Lancel has no choice but to agree. In a matter of minutes, Tyrion transforms his cousin from Cersei's messenger into his own informant. It's a complete political checkmate. And the best part? Cersei has absolutely no idea it has happened. By the end of the meeting, Tyrion even instructs Lancel to return to Cersei with a carefully crafted message. Tell her there will be peace. Tell her he wants no conflict. Tell her he will cooperate. A lie wrapped inside another lie. Exactly the kind of game Tyrion excels at. The scene perfectly captures why Tyrion remains one of the most dangerous players in Westeros. He lacks Cersei's power. He lacks Jaime's skill with a sword. He lacks Tywin's authority. Yet time and time again, he defeats his enemies using only intelligence and strategy. And poor Lancel never stood a chance. He entered the room believing he was carrying the Queen's authority. He left the room carrying Tyrion's orders. That's why this remains one of the most brutal verbal beatdowns in Game of Thrones. No battle. No bloodshed. Just Tyrion Lannister completely owning his cousin in front of everyone. And somehow making him say thank you for it.